Okay, good morning. Once again, Father Benjamin Shockey here, your pastor at St. Joseph here in McPherson, Kansas. And on this next video, I'm not as familiar with this information. I am familiar with it, but not as familiar. But it is some of the hard information in regards to abortion. And coming up on our primary on August 2nd, this may be one of the two areas where our brothers and sisters that are pro-choice always kind of fall back on. Rape and incest. And then next, I will have a video on the health of the mother. And so they'll use these three things to try to maintain the culture of death. And I just wanted to point out briefly some of the church's teachings on these topics. And believe me, from the depth of my heart and soul, I know these are hard and tough topics to cover. But somebody needs to do it, right? And I just figured with the advice of some folks here in the parish, instead of giving a homily on these subjects, we figured videos, might be better. And so, pregnancy due to rape is extremely rare. Extremely rare. And with proper treatment can be prevented. Studies conducted by Planned Parenthood's Guttmacher Institute indicate that 2 consenting and fertile adults have only 3%, a 3% chance of pregnancy from an act of intercourse. That's pretty slim. They also indicate that there are factors involved in a rape that further reduce the chance that rape victims will become pregnant. The Guttmacher Institute says that 14,000 abortions per year, 14,000, 50 million worldwide, 1.5 to 2 million here in the United States. So 14,000 abortions per year are due to rape or incest, which amounts to just over 1% of all abortions. 1%. That's what we're talking about. Other studies show that pregnancies due to rape are much rarer than is generally thought, perhaps as few as 1 in 1,000 cases. Since conception doesn't occur immediately after intercourse, pregnancy can be prevented in nearly all rape cases by medical treatment that removes the semen before an ovum can be fertilized. That is entirely possible and is legal in the eyes, morally legal in the eyes of the church. So where does the misconception come from that many pregnancies are due to rape? Fearful young women will sometimes attribute their pregnancies to rape, since doing so gains sympathy and avoids condemnation. The young woman called Roe in Roe versus Wade, which was just overturned a few weeks ago, who elicited sympathy in the court and media in the early 70s because she claimed to be a rape victim. Years later, admitted that she had lied and that she had not been raped at all. There are a lot of lies on the side of the pro-abortion side, and that we will cover maybe greater in the future. Pro-choice advocates often divert, even today, attention from the vast majority of abortions by focusing on rape because of its inherent and well-deserved sympathy factor. Their frequent references to rape during discussions and commercials arguing against the value of the both amendment on the abortion issue leaves the false impression that pregnancy due to rape is common, when it is not. In rare cases, when the pregnancy is the result of rape, we must be careful. We must be very, very careful who gets the blame. What is hard about this hard case is not whether an innocent child deserves to die for what his or her father did. What is hard is that an innocent woman has to take on childbearing and possibly mothering if she decides to keep the child rather than choose adoption, for which she was not willing or ready to make such a choice, or maybe entirely too young. This is a very hard and complex situation, calling for family, friends, and the church to do all they can to support her. But the fact remains that none of this is the fault. None of this is the fault of the child. Why should person A be killed because person B raped person A's mother? If your father committed a crime, should you go to jail for it? Or if you found out today that your biological father had raped your mother, would you feel you no longer had a right to live? No, I don't think so. Biblical law put it this way: the soul who sins is the one who will die. The son will not share the guilt of the father. Ezekiel 18, verse 20. And fathers shall not be put to death for their children, nor children be put to death for their fathers. Each is to die for his or her own sin. Deuteronomy 24, 16. Civilized people do not put children to death for what their fathers have done. Yet, aborting a child conceived by rape is doing that exact thing. He is as innocent of the crime as his mother. She is innocent also. Neither she nor he deserves to die. And so just a few more words. Rape is so horrible, and I would agree with that. Obviously, a horrible sin and action that we easily transfer our horror to the wrong object. We must not impose the ugliness of rape or incest upon either the innocent woman or the innocent child. The woman is not spoiled goods. She is not goods at all. She should never be treated as an object. The woman, right, is not spoiled goods, but a precious human being and a daughter of God with value and dignity that not even the vilest act can take from her. Likewise, the child is not a cancer to be removed, but a living human being. So, together, let's educate ourselves on this subject matter. Meditate on it, pray about it. Ask the Lord to impress on your heart and soul that all life is precious. Let's not punish the wrong person by inflicting upon the innocent child our rage against the rapist. Thank you. I want to thank you for allowing me to share with you some of the very difficult and hard teachings of the church. So, in your heart and soul, I beg you, value them both. And on August 2nd, get out there and vote yes.